Hey everybody, welcome back to Miami Minute, where we cover my favorite team, the Miami Dolphins. And for the fourth straight week, we are actually celebrating a victory as the Dolphins defeated the Panthers 33-10 here on Sunday. Wow, I have to say this is probably the most impressive game the Dolphins have played all season. Coming into the matchup, I was quite nervous given that the Panthers were 5-6. They lost a fairly competitive game to the Washington football team the week before, and that was coming off an absolute dismantling of the Cardinals, of course, without Kyler Murray, without really DeAndre Hopkins, so take that with a grain of salt. But I thought if there was a team that could potentially give them issues, it was going to be Carolina. Number one ranked pass defense. Cam Newton looking like old Cam Newton, coming off of one of his best games of his entire career, let alone the past couple of years. But the defense held extremely strong. I won't say embarrassed, but they really held Cam Newton to pitiful numbers. I believe he had a 5 rating, 5.8, something in that area. He was 5 for 21 for 92 yards, 2 interceptions, so not great. The Dolphins started the game off pretty well, especially on defense with a blocked punt for a touchdown, and then they gave up a long pass which led to a touchdown, and then before halftime, they had a really freak fumble that got batted down, returned. They got a field goal off of it with 1 second left in the half. But other than that, other than those moments, the Dolphins played exceptionally well and really dominated this matchup. Let's start with Tua. I mean, he's everybody's either favorite player or favorite punching bag. I'd certainly come closer to the favorite player, given that their offensive line still is just so fucking bad. Holy shit. Even in victory today, I can point to their line and just be utterly disgusted at what they're turning out. But that makes everything that Tua does all the more impressive, as he went 27 for 31 for 230 yards and 1 touchdown, again against this really highly rated Panthers pass defense that has held other players, Mac Jones, Dak Prescott, to fairly pedestrian numbers in their matchups. On the ground, Myles Gaskins led the way with 49 yards and 2 touchdowns, which is great. We got Philip Lindsay here, just acquired this week. I'm very excited to see what he can do. He added 42 yards on 12 carries. Probably the biggest story on offense was Jalen Waddle going 4 and 9 receptions for 137 yards and a touchdown. Just a superb day from him. Everyone else was fairly mediocre, with Smythe getting 5 for 32. The defense came up huge. Jalen Phillips, this was really his coming out party, had 3 sacks, nearly had a 4th. I just love how he's looking better and better each and every week. I do think he's going to live up to the first round pick status that he has. So that's been fun. Shout out Ogba. I believe they said it was his 7th straight game with a deflected pass, which, while it's not a sack, he did have 1 sack in this game. Deflected passes are an underrated stat, and I mean, he's making impact plays. I do hope that they re-sign him, because I've been impressed with him for the last couple of years. So yeah, that's really where we are. The Dolphins looked great. They are now 5-7. They're not in really wild card contention at the moment. They would probably have to win the rest of their games. There are 5 left, which seems doable, but when you put it in the context of that would mean they would win 9 straight games, it seems unobtainable. But hey, let's take a look. Let's hypothetically see what we got. We got the Giants. They're coming off a win today over Philly. That's a possible win. It's in Miami. Giants have struggled. I mean, they've been up and down, but they've been more down than up, I would say. And I think Daniel Jones, being a younger quarterback who maybe hasn't really come into his own, can really, be tricked with this zero coverage that they run. So we'll see what happens there. Then they have a bye week, which is really great, especially with them trying to make this end of the season push. And they'll have to play the Jets with probably Zach Wilson, barring any setbacks and injuries, who are also coming off a win over Houston today. I think they can, similarly to Daniel Jones confused him with their scheme. So after the Jets, they're going to play the Saints on Monday night. The Saints have not looked great. Jack and I will probably do a tandem coverage of that game after the Monday night game. Combine the Miami Minute and the Bayou Breakdown. See what happens there. Then to close out the season, we have the Titans, who are banged up now, but potentially they could have a lot of their players back by that matchup, which wouldn't be great. And depending on how they do to finish the season out now, they could potentially need to be winning these games. So unlucky there. And then we finish at home against the Patriots. I think they can beat the Patriots at home. Like I said, Mac Jones, not the biggest arm in the world. Their defense forces players to kind of take it outside the numbers. We'll see if he can do that. I know the Patriots have been playing exceptionally well as well. Of course, don't want to take anything away from them. So that will be a dogfight potentially for a playoff spot. But hey, at the end of the day, the Dolphins have really come together as a team. Coming off of 1-7, it would have been extremely easy for them to just roll over and die, and that would have been extra disappointing considering they don't even have their own first-round draft pick. But, they didn't do that. They've really come together. They're playing some of the best defense that they've played in the last few years, and, I think the sky's the limit, really, if this team can continue to play this way. I don't want to get too excited. I don't want to say, yeah, for sure they're going to make the playoffs. There's no doubt in my mind, but I'm more optimistic than not, which is very surprising and potentially a very dumb thing to say as a Dolphins fan, given their track record. But hey, I'd love to hear from you. Am I crazy for being hopeful that the Dolphins are going to make the playoffs? Probably yes, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're a Dolphins fan, what are your favorite parts of the game? What did you see that you liked? What did you see that you disliked? What are your thoughts on Tua right now if you're potentially not a big Tua fan? Again, I struggle to see why you wouldn't be impressed with him given the situation that he has, especially on the offensive line, but I would love to hear your thoughts and your rationale as to why you're not impressed with him in the comments down below. Again, this is the Miami Minute. I'm Brian Marr. Thank you so much for checking this out. If you liked it, please subscribe. We're inching ever closer to 100 subscribers. And this channel is Wicked Good Sports. Our main channel is Wicked Good Everything. If you like video games, if you like comedy, that's the channel for you. We also have a podcast channel called Better Radio. We cover a lot of reality TV as well as other shows such as Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I don't know what the Venn diagram of sports fans who are watching this and Buffy the Vampire Slayer fans are. It may just be me, but if you're anything like me, check out that channel. You can check us out on Twitter at WickedGoodSport or at WGEverything on Instagram. Wicked Everything at twitch.tv/WickedGoodEverything. And on TikTok, search Wicked Everything, search Wicked Sports. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you in the next one.